guys, welcome back to my channel, Hexes and Horrors. I'm Ashley, and today we're talking about my Halloween costume predictions for 2023. So every year for Halloween, there are, of course, certain costumes that are very, very common and very popular all the time and every year. So I do have some of those predictions, and I have some predictions for costumes that we may see a resurgence of, or kind of newer costumes that are going to become super popular, and I'm sure you can guess what some of them are. So obviously, the first costume that I think is going to be super popular for 2023 is Barbie. Barbie had a huge pop culture moment this summer when the movie dropped. It grossed however much money, a ridiculous amount in the first 3 days alone. And Barbie is kind of a popular costume anyway for Halloween. A lot of people do create the doll box that they put themselves inside of out of cardboard. So Barbie is a popular costume already, I feel like, and it is going to explode this Halloween. I think we're going to see a lot of Barbies specifically from the movie. I think that the hot pink outfit with the cowboy hat, the kind of Western Barbie when she went into the real world, is going to be a super popular costume. I think the original Barbie is also going to be a popular costume, that black and white tube top dress with the white cat eye sunglasses. Then I think we're also going to see a lot of weird Barbies for Halloween. And the one that I think would be the most fun to play around with is the irrepressible Thoughts of Death Barbie. I think a lot can be done with that because there wasn't a specific costume to go with it, so you can kind of create your own. And obviously, especially for this horror Halloween niche, irrepressible Thoughts of Death Barbie just fits in really well. Then we're going to see a lot of Barbie and Ken together, and maybe even some Kens off on their own. So Barbie is definitely going to be a top costume this year. Barbie alone, Barbie and Ken, Ken alone. And another costume that, again, is already super popular all the time, every year, and I think we're going to see a lot of it again, is Wednesday Addams. This time they're going to be aligned to the Netflix series rather than just the TV show or the movies. So I think we're going to see a lot of the Wednesday in the black dress from the iconic dancing scene, a lot of the Nevermore uniform. We're going to see a lot of Enids, maybe a Wednesday and Enid together. And Spirit Halloween, of course, already has all those costumes in stock. I saw them when I went in there. They have the traditional Wednesday Addams, the black dress from the dancing scene. They have an Enid costume in the children's section. So they have both adult and children. I did not see Enid for adults, but I feel like she's super easy to DIY anyway. But we're going to see, again, a lot of Wednesday Addams costumes and the Addams Family costumes. Another costume I think is going to be popular, which again, it always is, but even more so this year, is Beetlejuice. So Barbie, Wednesday, Beetlejuice, these are all popular costumes already, but they're kind of having moments in film and TV where, the Wednesday series came out last year, Barbie dropped this summer, and Beetlejuice is having a sequel come out, which we recently found out about. So I think Beetlejuice is going to continue to be a popular costume. I love seeing Beetlejuice costumes and how people do different versions of it in terms of the makeup, the hair, and so on. But I really love seeing other characters from the movie, especially some of the characters, like the lady on the couch who had these slit wrists. That costume is so sick when it's done properly with all the green makeup. I love seeing that one. I feel like one that I really want to see is the case manager who's flattened out, like with the arms. I feel like someone could do that somehow. I want to see that one. Someone please do that. Next up, we're going to continue to see Stranger Things. Now, Stranger Things, I know we're all waiting, or a lot of us are waiting for the next season to come out. There were so many Stranger Things costumes last year from the latest season. I would love to continue to see more of that, specifically more Billy costumes. I feel like we see so many L's and so many Maxes. I want to see the boys and I want to see Billy. Or even like Nancy. I'm going to do another video for group costumes, and Stranger Things is definitely going to be on there because it's super fun to see an L and see a Max, but it would be so much more fun to see like 7 people or 8 people dressed up as all the characters from Stranger Things. That, to me, makes like much more of an impact when I'm looking at people dressed up. For example, when I was in New Orleans for my bachelorette party, it wasn't even October or Halloween. I guess there was another bachelorette party and they dressed up as Britney Spears. I'm sure you've seen these costumes before where a group of people do, each one does a different Britney Spears. There were like 18 of these women, 18 of them. So 18 different Britney Spears costumes. And just seeing a gigantic group of people like that, it's so much more of an impact than just one of them. Because one, you're like, oh, that's so cool. Look how cute that costume is. But when there's a giant group of them, you're like, oh my gosh. At least I am. All right, next up we have Ariel. So Disney princesses are always a popular costume for children and adults. I think Ariel is going to be another big one this year because we had the movie come out. So I think that will be a popular costume. As I said, Disney princess is always popular. I think we're going to see a lot of SpongeBob this year. I saw a few people dressed as SpongeBob and Patrick last year, adults, which was so funny to see. And I hope we see a lot more of that. One costume that I'm wondering if people are going to do, because I haven't seen anyone do it, but I thought about doing it, and I tried to put together a DIY costume and it didn't really work out the way I wanted, but it was Rue from Euphoria. I think that would be such an easy costume to recognize if you watch the show. So you would just need black biker shorts, black longer biker shorts, a pair of black Converse, a gray t-shirt, and a maroon zip-up hoodie. And then, your hair kind of scraggly, make it curly if you can. That would be such a good, easy costume if you're a fan of Euphoria. I also think a lot of Euphoria costumes are super fun. I'm going to talk about that in my group costumes video because there are a lot of them that I feel like you could very easily find at a thrift store, DIY, wouldn't be a lot of money. And again, obviously that one I feel like has to be in a group, otherwise you're not going to know who everyone is. And one that I'm hoping does not happen, but I feel like it might, is people dressing up as Fezco for Halloween. So obviously, if you're a fan of the show, it was really sad to find out that Angus Cloud had passed. And I hope that people have a little more respect than to dress up as his character for Halloween because he was clearly much more than a character on a show. I hope that is not a prediction for 2023. And then, of course, we have your Child's Play, your Michael Myers. I feel like those are the most popular. I see a lot of kids dressing up as them as well as adults. I feel like superheroes are another category that could be predictions for 2023, but I don't really watch superhero films. Sorry. I think the only ones I've ever really gotten into were the Dark Knight Rises series. So I'll watch Batman movies, but I don't really watch any other superhero films. So I'm sure there are some of those that are new and, could be predictable for this year. Let me know in the comments what costumes you think are going to be really big for 2023, because I'm curious to see what other people's opinions are. And I'm sure that I've missed some really iconic ones that might be popular this year. So let me know in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.